A very good day to you out there, and this is Business and Economy, your regular program packaged to enlighten all of us on the relevance of state capital in driving the growth of nations. I am EMEJE, your host. A nation's capital is crucial for national development as it serves as the center for political, economic, and social activity and acts as a symbol of national identity and unity. It hosts government institutions that create and implement development policies, attracts investment, and often serves as a hub for major activity or economic activity and cultural activities, which also drive growth and progress for the entire country. In Nigeria, Abuja, the Federal Capital Territory, that is the FCT, as the capital of Nigeria, has become significant in the growth and development of the country, also playing host to government agencies and all other agencies across the private sector. Aside the capital of the great nation, Abuja doubles as the center of the entire country, geographically and otherwise, that is Nigeria. However, many citizens are yet to understand what the capital stands for in terms of its economic significance and others. And so today, in this edition, the creator of the National Cake Box Game and business coach, Mr. Dixon Victor Prince, is joining me after the promo to discuss on the topic we caption as the economic significance of state capital to national development, the FCT initiative. We'll be back after the promo.
We are a nation blessed with people of diverse cultures, religions, languages, and opinions. It is ironic that we are now being ripped apart by our greatest strength, our diversity. We have allowed intolerance, insensitivity, bigotry, and nepotism to blind our vision of the greatness we can achieve working together as one. We may not have the same culture, nor religion, nor language, but we all belong to the same nation by the divine will of God. We did not choose to be Nigerians. Nigeria chose us. This nation is our divine heritage, and if we open our eyes, we would realize that what divides us pales in comparison to what unites us. And by the comparison and conciliation of our differences, we will grow until our differences disappear. Our unity cannot be willed by mere declarations, nor do we get unity by ignoring the questions that beg for answers. We must celebrate our diversity and debate our differences without fracturing our unity. Our strength is not in our numbers, but in our unity, because even the weak become strong when united. Nigeria unite.
This message is brought to you by Abuja Broadcasting Corporation, owners and operators of ASO Radio 93.5 FM Abuja, ASO Television DSTV Channel 392, Star Times Terrestrial Channel 127, Free TV Channel 507, People's TV Channel 285, and UHF Channel 38.
So glad to have you join this interesting edition of the program, and we are taking a look at the topic we caption as economic significance of state capital to national development, the FCT initiative, and the analyst is the creator of the National Cake Box Game and business coach, Mr. Dixon Victor Prince. And our focus today is on the economic relevance of state capital or capital of nations, as the case may be, with a reference to the Federal Capital Territory. You're welcome to the program.
Yeah, thank you. Anytime I'm here, to be honest, I'm always very happy that we're discussing the emphasis on Nigeria, nationalism, and also how the truth is that when you're dealing with federal capital, the entire needs of there is a logic. People want to discuss Let us was at the far end of Nigeria. So people in Meduguri, where do you get access?
To be too far
You
from
have
them.
to travel long journey to go
To
there.
get to Lagos.
People in Port Harcourt, long journey to go there. So at the end of the day, the creator of the Federal Capital Territory, they borrowed what you call experiences from other nations. Development usually is not an isolation. You look at what other people are doing and learn from. For instance, in the US, once upon a time, the US was so much divided along what they call the North and the South. You have what they call the New York group, and then you have the Finland and the Kia group. So there was a lot of crisis. In order to create a neutral ground, they created what they call Washington DC, which everybody seems to be very familiar with.
Comfortable with.
Now Washington DC now became the center of the US. And so for that reason, at that level, you're not placed. It's not a state or it's not a place, an environment where you own like a neutral place where everybody comes together, everybody has equal rights, anybody can become anything in that kind of
So
environment.
it's for everybody and it's not for everybody.
Thank you, that's the idea. So at the end of the day, that was how it was different. And even if you go ahead, even Australia, it's the same thing they do. Brazil also did the same thing. So across board, even France, they did the same thing. So at the end of the day, the first thing Federal Capital Territory does, it becomes like the center of the nation, where everybody is neutral, where everything can work. Two, it becomes a place where everybody can gather to decide the future of everybody. So it is like, how do you call it? It's like the center where everybody comes to plan for even the end of all the parts of the country. And that's why I see, for instance, in Nigeria here that we have number of states plus federal capital.
Yeah.
If you notice, it's not usually counted as a state.
No.
It's number of states plus federal capital. It's trying to tell you when it comes to state, other people may claim ownership, they may claim rights, they may claim I am EMEJE and the rest of them. But for federal capital, we are creating a place where everybody's equal. Where you don't come to fight and say, look, it is our right. As in, what they are fighting for is to keep people away from what they call tribal dominance. You want to take those tribal, that ethnic challenges out, so that everybody can be free to explain it. So when Justice Akinola, I think in 1976 or so, led the committee that said, okay, let's look for a place that is neutral for everyone. So they had to look, after all the studying and everything, pick some part from Niger, pick some part from Kogi State, pick some part from Nasarawa. That is what gave them to what you call federal capital. So for that reason, at the end of the day, you have to look at most people that have left this, maybe left the country say like 20 years ago. Sometimes when they come back, they are shocked because you see the level of development. You see how people are coming. You see that this is one place that I don't need to go to the east to meet people in the east. I don't need to go to the west to meet people in the west. I don't need to go to Meduguri to meet people from Borno State. In federal capital, they are going to express everybody. However, the confidence is that this is a place where everybody is neutral. This is a place where everybody can enjoy Nigeria without any.
So can we also be right to say that the interest of all Nigerians will be captured in the federal capital territory?
First of all, if you have to look at it from an administrative level, where do you have your national assembly? Where do you have your presidency? Everything you have that has to do that managing Nigeria in the federal capital. All the decisions that need to be taken inside the federal capital. That's the reason why you have 360 House of Representatives, 409 senators, all of them here. What are they doing?
Representing every state of the country?
Representing every state of the country. So it's like saying this is the neutral ground for Nigeria.
But apart from the geographical location of the center of Nigeria in the federal capital territory, do you think there are some benefits derivable from the center of the country?
Very well, very well. Everything that, every country needs a direction. And where would they get the direction from? From the center of the country. Every policy made is from the center of the country. Every discussion is from the center of the country. Anything you want every other part of Nigeria to enjoy, it starts from the center of the country and then spread out. You understand? Because this is where the decisions are made. This is where relationships are made. This is where the bonding we've been talking about are made. In fact, at the end of the day, the whole essence of, I don't know whether I see some people travel from maybe, let's say, from the far part of Nigeria, they come, they say, oh, Abuja is beautiful. And at the end of the day, what's the logic? Go back, make your state as beautiful as Abuja. Make your local government as beautiful as Abuja. So the whole essence of constituency allowance no essence of policy trying to invest in every area.
Mm.
It's like saying Abuja is the least every state should be. Use the picture of Abuja and build everywhere. So Abuja becomes a place of inspiration within the country. That's why presently as we speak, when it comes economically, you look at Lagos as the heart of economy, you look at Abuja as the heart of administration. However, you notice business are building now. There is no person that has a company in Lagos, any international organization that has a company in Lagos that don't want to have an office in Abuja.
At least a branch office.
No branch. They have to
A
have
major
more than-
office?
Yes, it has to be a major. Why?
Like a regional
because
or what?
it has to be. Some are even going headquarter wise. The reason, yes.
The
most
Federal
people-
Capital
most people
Territory.
have their offices, headquarters there. Because at the end of the day, you're dealing with proximity to policies, proximity to the president, proximity to most of the discussion you're going to discuss that will influence your operations in Nigeria. So you must position. Economic wise, commercial reason you might keep it in Lagos. But when it comes to the administrative powerhouse, the office is here now. And that's why you see Abuja is becoming like convergence. People are coming from everywhere. And that's why I believe that the Federal Capital Minister also is pushing very hard to make sure that knowing that Abuja is presently is one of the fastest growing cities in the world. So if you understand how important that is, to tell you in terms of real estate, Abuja is doing very well. You know that anywhere you go, we are one of the biggest business in Abuja present is real estate. Why? Because people are coming. The only way you have real estate open up is because people are coming. And if you understand the principle of wealth, finance, and riches and development, real estate is one of the first and most important aspects of wealth making, wealth storage, wealth retention, and expansion. So if real estate is the heart of money making in the world, and in Abuja you are having real estate sprout out daily, so expanded to the point that before you call Kuje with the bush place, but today you know what Kuje has become.
The city.
Of recent they say Karasana just came up, but it didn't mean much, but today it's almost becoming out of place. So if you look at all this place, that's part of the economic development, because how do you measure development apart from if you're dealing with macroeconomics? If you want to look at people in real time, are people coming to the place? Yes. Are people increasing? Yes. Are people making money in the process? Yes. These are the things you count on. These are all the core indices. The market is sprouting, people are getting more jobs, offices are opening. Why? Because people are coming from all over the world. People are coming from London, US, and the rest. Some of them are relocating, some are expanding their business, and the rest of them. So if you look at that generally, it is now opening up the entire city. People are coming, there was a time, I think up till now, there was a time people were coming from Kaduna to work.
On a daily basis?
On a daily basis. It was just insecurity we had that 20 times. But there was a time people were coming from Kaduna to live here.
Even
to work
Kefi
here.
or Nasarawa State.
That one is normal. That one is very normal. People are coming from Abaji, work here. Now imagine coming from Abaji. All you need to do is just go to what do you call it, the Nyanya access of the expressway. See the number of people that come into the city.
Influx.
The influx. Now go to the Kubo access. See the number of people that come in. Now go to the what do you call it now? Is it Kuje? No, not Kuje. What's the name? Airport Road. Now see the number of people that are coming. That tells you that Abuja is not only economically viable, so it's not only geographically important. It's not just administratively important. Economically, it's making so much sense. So much sense that people are skyrocketing house rent, left and right.
I was already talking about real estate. Real estate. Yeah, we have a lot of development in the real estate sector. But again, the question is, how many people can lay their hands to rent maybe a flat within the real estate, given the realities of the economy here in Abuja?
I agree. You see, sometimes when we're discussing this, you have to put it in context. Sometimes you can speak at it in the place of being recognition. It's easy for someone when you forget how many can afford it. Go check houses and see how many houses actually ends. There are only few houses, especially when you are dealing with station, like and a little bit of the tarmac.
Those are highbrow areas.
Highbrow areas. So that's why I said, if you are not emotional, you cannot easily say because of that area it's enough for us to see. People don't have access to houses. Outside that, people have access to houses. And how do you get to know? Just go to building material. Then you see what is happening. See the number
a lot of business going up.
Fine. You see the number of cars in the street. Yeah. The thing is that there is need for improvement. We can be better. We can do this thing and make sure that wealth is spread across more. However, if you look at the reality of ground, people are paying. People People are paying for houses. People are bringing their brothers and sisters from the village down to the city. People are accommodating more people and the rest of them.
Of course, they are looking for greener pasture.
Yeah. So if there is a greener pasture that one person can afford, bring a brother or sister to the table, that's progress. That's improvement. The only challenge we are having is that there is so much pressure now in Abuja, and people are living, the rural areas. That's the problem we're having now. The pressure. That's why the house rent is going very high. The pressure of having too many houses is coming up. The density of building and all those things. And I thank God that we have FCT minister that is also trying to see the best he can do to make sure most of these things are checkmate. But generally speaking, the influx of people in Abuja, the fact that most of the abandoned property, there's a lot of work on them presently going. If you notice, Abuja is getting so fast in terms of the development. Look at the bridges that have been opened. We hear bridge change entirely what we hear. Of recent, there's one they call Wike Bridge. That is the one, what do you call it now? Katampe here now.
Katampe.
So many bridges. Metama Bridge open. So at the end of the day,
I saw one at Gwarimpa too.
Yes, Gwarimpa one is still on the process. So if you look at and then look at the road that is happening around the J area. So it tells you that how do you know an area is developing is that when the roads are open, businesses are open, real estate is open, economic power will improve naturally. Because these are what they call economic drivers. The more they work, the more the circle out, eventually everybody will find his way. The only challenge here is that equitable distribution of resources and wealth is what we have not factored very well. Because at the end of the day, you still have the very mighty rich. The rich, very mighty rich. At their own is that they are the very extreme level. Then you have the rich. Then you have the average. Then you have more space. Then you have the very poor.
But a lot of people have argued that we have the very, very mighty rich and the very, very mighty
poor.
No,
I think the argument is not really so true in the sense that where they argue is that in the middle, there's what they call the middle. What do you call it now? There's a name for it. The middle class. I think that's the word now. There is a middle class. Ideally, in a country, the middle class are supposed to be more. Because the middle class, this is where you have the government workers. You have some businessmen too who have picked up somewhere along the line. Innovators, entrepreneurs. These are the people. So if you look at the entire spectrum of the country, their population, you're supposed to have a few rich, plenty middle class, and then small poor. You understand? That's supposed to be the proper structure of the country. But when you have so much people who are rich, a few who are in the middle class, and then more who are in the poor level to the point that
the lower end.
With lower end, you're having so much that are living below $1, what do you call it now, ceiling. That is where the problem begins. But I think in that kind of context, we'll be discussing something entirely different. My work as a human capital engineer is in problem solving. You don't pick a problem that was meant for something else and solve another one. You're going to have a problem solution mismatch. What we are discussing presently is generally the context of how federal capital territories help develop the nation. That's our discussion. Now, if you jump deeper into entrepreneurship, enterprise, how to develop entrepreneurship and the rest, it might complicate this entire discussion. So that's why I prefer to stay in this circle, not to spread into entrepreneurship. Because when you enter into entrepreneurship, it's a different ball game. The indices, the dynamics, all of them are different. So I wouldn't want to jump there so that we don't jumbo our discussion. Our core discussion presently is that federal capital immediately opens up. It's like open up a country. If the federal capital grows, the country grows. Because everybody in the federal capital territory represents 1 or 2% from other parts of the country. So if there is a growth level here, the growth level will trickle down to the village. That's the logic. And but I'm hoping that as we work a little bit further, discuss more, and Nigerians begin to come together for us to work for that. I believe we will do better.
Okay, like I mentioned in my intro, the Federal Capital Territory is the capital of Nigeria. And aside that, we also have the center of Nigeria, which a lot of Nigerians are yet to understand. As a human capital engineer and the creator of the national cake box game, how do you think we can come to equilibrium using the national cake game to develop Abuja such that those are the middle class and those are the lower ebb and also enjoy the dividends of democracy, of governance, and of the country.
Okay. You see, most people talk about Nigeria. One of the challenges why most Nigeria is not developing economically, people always talk about microeconomics. They don't understand what they call the national value of developing countries beyond economics. And I think that's what the things we're missing. And that's what the top country is promoting. And also, I thank you for what ASO TV is doing. The logic is this. Most people don't know what they call the national advantage. What I mean, the national advantage. You see, when people make this erroneous comment, you see, I'm not Nigeria, I'm Canadian. I'm not Nigeria, I'm me. That statement carries what they call economic disadvantage. Most people don't understand. Let me explain.
How?
Yes. Immediately you say you're not part of an environment, you cannot see the good in the environment.
Is it because you have spoken, you have said it,
Because,
or
okay, fine.
your mindset?
Yeah, that's the word. Is the mindset. Because what you don't see, you can't benefit, right? If you can't see good, good can come to you. So if you say, I am Igbo, I am not Nigeria, what simply means is that everything Igbo you benefit.
But this sounds religious.
No, it's not religious. One of my profession, my core profession is about the human mind. And the logic of the human mind is that everybody has two eyes. This physical eye and what they call the eye of the mind. Your mind, if your mind does not see, your eye cannot see. I can give you a practical example. I will say you try. If I tell you, there's a lot of red cars in the city of Abuja now. If you go out now, you start seeing red cars. But because we didn't discuss red cars, you will pass red cars, you won't notice it. Why? Because your mind has not significantly recorded that fact, have that expectation that there's going to be a red car. So if you don't expect other parts of Nigeria to increase, to be the people you can do business with, to build you and increase business, you won't see the benefit, even in building your business. Because if you say I'm an Igbo man, when you're discussing business, you're developing an enterprise, even as an entrepreneur, you know what you're thinking. The only thing you're thinking is Igbo, Igbo people, Igbo environment, Igbo state, Igbo food, people that will buy from me. That's the only thing you think. But people who enjoy Nigeria more are people like, I am Nigerian. If I am Nigerian, it simply means the Yoruba people can enjoy what I do. I can also enjoy what they do. The Hausa persons can enjoy what I do. I can enjoy what they do. And then eventually we start benefiting. Even in fashion, I always make this clarity. You know, one of the things they did to us was they lied that we were different. Every time they tell you Nigeria is different, and I always tell anybody, and I will challenge you, Madam Queen, tell me, how are Nigeria different? Is it clothes? If it is clothes, are you not seeing
Maybe culture.
culture? What kind of culture? If you start calling culture, the first thing people call is food, right?
Yeah.
Is it not? Fine. Have you gone to Yemisi and see where a Garuba is telling Yemisi, give me amala? Have you gone to an Igbo restaurant and you see a Yoruba person tell me, give me a gusi soup?
Akpu.
Or give me akpu? Madam, give me akpu when is Ogbono going to be ready? At the end of the day, you notice we are eating everybody's food. If you say it was culture, okay, agree. I don't know that Calabar Festival now, people are traveling from Bono to go and watch it. If we were that different, you are going to make a date with it, and people are making holiday with it. People are traveling from Calabar and going to Arugungu's festival.
Argungu.
So what are you telling me? So when they tell you culture, calm down. Somebody sold a lie to us. That's what I'm trying to say. But at the end of the day, we are exchanging. Even in the developmental space, there's what they call cultural exchange. So in Nigeria, we are doing cultural exchange. I just met someone not too long ago, all the way from Anambra State, marrying somebody in Gombe. Very comfortable. Before now, you can't try that. Because the younger generations didn't fall into that tribal sentiment that hold them back. The younger generations are more concerned about, are you good? You are a Nigerian. Because they believe you're a Nigerian. That's why the younger people enjoy Nigeria than the older people. Because the younger people are not concerned where you're coming from. What they know is that what the value are you bringing to the table? What relationship are we having? Can we create a song together? I will play the drum, you blow the flute, and then they blow the song together. Let's also do fashion together. And sometimes they are saying, carry the ashoke, let us do a cap and make a danshiki out of it. They are combining. Everybody's combining. They are carrying the Igbo Ishiagu and turn it into another. Do you understand? Yeah. So those things they told you made us different. Everybody is showing that we can work together and make something beautiful out of that. So at the end of the day, if you put all of this together, you get to realize that the challenge we had is that Because some people believe that they were not Nigerian, they could not sit for Nigeria.
They believe they are from one section of the
So
country.
it's like saying I'm in this room, so I'm going to stay in this room. I'm not going to enjoy the beauty of this room. Now, people who are enjoying Nigeria are people who have broken that barrier. They have climbed to say, look, I'm a people, I know I'm unique. I'm not denying my uniqueness. But I do know that I have people in the same country who are unique, who can share values together. These are the people that have comfortably traveled to Maiduguri and enjoy themselves. Some people leave Maiduguri and go to Anambra and enjoy themselves. Everybody is crisscrossing the country who understands human being. So these are the people I'm telling you that these are the people that are enjoying Nigeria. Now, to such people, if you ask them where is the center of Nigeria, you see their eagerness and interest to want to know the center of Nigeria.
Yeah.
Other people say, leave me, I'm not interested. So now, I'll come back. When I started the research for national cake, even myself, I did not know the center of Nigeria. So, it was the first time I had the privilege to come to this studio that I got to know the center of Nigeria. So the truth is that 99% of Nigerians don't know the center of Nigeria. Why? For one reason. It is, I think we were having history. We had been in history. You see the way they damage it. If we've been having our history classes, we would have been in this. Because the reason why some of us remember what we call the granite pyramid today is because we studied it in school.
Yeah.
We remember Olumoro because we studied it in school. But because this is not in our history books, we lost it. So the first question is that it shows you the damage when the people don't have history. And that is where and what I'm very passionate about, which is the people who don't know their history, who really don't know much. They don't know the advantage, they don't know the opportunities in the town, they don't even know what they can make the best out of. And that is the damage that has affected me. Most people don't know history. Example is that most people sitting now looking and watching us don't know the center, the geographical center, which is the spiritual center of Nigeria, which is equal distance from all parts of Nigeria,
the country.
Which means this is where the soul of Nigeria is. If you're looking for the heart of Nigeria that is beating to it's at the center of Nigeria, and yet most people are Nigerians don't know.
So how do we intend to use the national cake box to understand all of this?
Okay, fine. One of the purpose of the national cake box, so that we balance it, is a two-way thing. Number one, national cake box already is designed to teach history. That's one. So that brings this to the table. But most importantly, the partnership with ASO TV now, right, and the economic and business television is what is driving it, and that is why we are having the national picnic. The purpose of the national picnic is to bring everybody on the table to become aware of the center of Nigeria, and from there discover how best. In fact, I call it, someone was asking me, national picnic, what do you guys have in mind? I said, for me, I see it as a national renewal, the celebration of renewal. It's, you know, in this part of the world, I don't know, but for me, I grew up learning one rule, which is, if something is spoiled, you were supposed to repair it. You're supposed to fix it. Right?
All things being equal.
Yes, all things being equal.
Yeah.
But most people treat Nigeria as if, because there's challenges in Nigeria, scatter it, throw it away. And that's why I keep saying that the greatest tragedy for Nigeria, the one that pained me most, is that Nigeria are paying people money. Okay, let me use a metaphor, because what I want to say now is very deep. Nigeria is like a woman paying men money to rape her. And I'll explain how it is. Do you know that there are Nigerians who are holding Nigerian passports? They are paid salary from Nigerian budget. They get allowance from Nigerian budget. They enjoy all the benefits of Nigeria, but they don't believe in Nigeria.
Is it possible?
It is. Listen to, just go on there, you're going to hear people who are well positioned, who are in offices in Nigeria, tell you, I don't believe in Nigeria. But they enjoy every good thing about Nigeria. That is our greatest tragedy. Because people like that, what you don't believe in, you cannot add value to it. What you don't believe in, you watch it, allow it break and get destroyed. What you don't believe in, even if it's going wrong, you don't care. Because for you, after all, that's where the mindset of that national cake comes in. After all, let's eat our best and throw it away. So for me, I think the challenge we're having now is we need to bring that renewal. We need to draw attention to the mindset of we can fix what is broken. We need to draw attention to any place that there is something that is spoiled, we can correct it. And that is what national picnic is supposed to do. And that is why we national cake is supposed to provide the history. National picnics is going to provide both the place and the time and the connection for people to come together and learn how to refix Nigeria where we live.
I'm so happy that this program is coming up at a time when Abuja, the FCT is experiencing, right? Do I call it speedy development?
You have to call it speedy. No, don't
infrastructural development.
Speedy development. Everybody's talking about the look. If there is one thing we have to learn about Nigeria, let's learn. We cannot have the capacity to criticize Nigeria when we get it wrong, but we don't have capacity to say well done when someone gets it wrong. The FCT minister, in terms of infrastructural development, is doing well.
Give it to him.
There is no sane person that will not salute Minister Wike now. What he has done with FCT. FCT that at the point people forgot that there is anything called development. Road was just there, street light, nobody concerns you. And then you have left and right. But you have a minister just within 2 years. He's changing the entire road network, expanding it. And don't forget, anywhere a road is built and expanded, economic will develop in that area. That's why you notice anytime roads are open, houses will increase. Go to Uye, I always use Uye as an example. Before they opened that bridge, Uye was one of those silent towns, quiet, nothing was happening. Immediately that bridge was opened, the same houses, the landlords that's changing their prices.
I think even in Kuje and other satellite
it's
towns.
happening everywhere. So it is not fair that we have a minister that is doing that and you can't come and say, salute minister, you're doing well. I believe that anyone that cannot say good about us don't have the right to say bad even when we get it done. Otherwise then something is wrong. Abuja is developing very well. Can it be better? Yes. I think the only thing that people are a little bit more concerned about, which also I'm concerned about, and I believe that the minister too, I believe is concerned about, is security. People are having, all this one chance at the rest of them and all those things. That's the only concern that I would say most people who are asked and say and plead with the minister, please pay more attention to that area. But in terms of development and infrastructure, please, nobody should deny it. The minister is doing it.
A lot of people have raised concern and they're saying that he's demolishing our houses and our structures and the rest of them.
There's what they call the construction. when you're building, there's what they call the construction. The construction sounds like destruction. Necessarily it's not destruction. Okay. The construction is like you want to fry egg. You break the egg, right? At the point you're breaking that egg, someone will say you're destroying the egg. But you're doing that because you want to make something good. You want to cook a pot of soup, there's a lot of things you need to scatter, cut the meat and the rest of them, and you put them together and you have a good soup. Now, for a very long time, we have an environment where people really didn't care of respecting areas that have been designated for places.
Okay.
We have green areas.
Yeah.
That's supposed to be no building of houses. What we're supposed to have there was supposed to be a green environment so that it aids the breathing space for people in Abuja so that they can breathe well, healthy. And then maybe because somebody was not overlooking it or watching it and managing it, somebody decided to build a house there. What do you expect? In that kind of scenario, something will go wrong. What you may call destruction or demolition will happen. There are people that have built in places where they didn't get the permit to build. Now, I cannot deny the fact that sometimes within the whole of this place, you will find politics and personal interest. You hear the word I use, you will find, meaning there are places, things like this, in this kind of discussion. However, generally speaking, anyone that has a right will always go through the normal way now to handle it, which is go to the court and then they can interpret it. But I do know this, and any serious and good Nigerian knows that if something is not done properly and you bring somebody who wants to fix it, certain people will be displaced. That displaced is for the good of everybody. In that kind of context, in the proper way and is handled well, you cannot blame the minister or the ministry on doing that. But the one that is not proper, then I think they will certainly happen.
Okay. All right, back to the first national picnic fiesta, introducing the national cake box. Your emphasis is on history. A lot of our audience may think of history as a subject read in school, but I think this goes beyond our normal history, and you're making emphasis on the fact that we need to know where we are coming from, where we are, and where we are going, and you are attributing it to the national cake box. What's the relationship? What do we expect? What are the benefits? What will be our gains? Who are the people to come for the national picnic and the rest of it? What does it entail?
Okay, let's break it down. Now, why are we calling it national picnic? Because what do you do for picnic? When you go to picnic, you're going to rest. You're going to refresh, right? That's what you do. You're going
Something like
yes,
that.
picnic. If you go to picnic, one of the benefits of picnic is that you're refreshing, you're resting, you're bonding.
Stress.
You are bonding to people, you're understanding people, you're connecting people more. That's the basic of
You drop stress.
yeah, you drop stress by the corner. Talk with me. You're conversing with me.
Yeah.
You're understanding the relationship. If a husband and a wife, and the children go to picnic, they want to build and make the family better. If an organization goes to picnic, what are they doing? They want to bond, release stress, and then build the institution better. It's the same thing we're doing. What we're saying is that Nigeria has gotten to that point where a lot of people are asking questions. There are a lot of answers you will get if you come to the national picnic.
Okay.
That's what we do. People have so many questions. Sometimes some have so much question that it's making them angry. Some people have so much question that they are just bitter about Nigeria. They tell you, forget Nigeria. We are not interested.
No, why they don't? They are yet to come to the understanding
But they
of what
don't
it is.
understand where is Nigeria coming from. Most of the reason they are angry about, they don't even know the beginning of that anger. They don't even know whether the anger is right. Have you ever been angry for a while after you realize that what
What's
was
making me
making
to
you, it's not making sense? That's what we are saying. Come to national picnic with those questions. Now we have people that will provide those answers. First, national cake will provide many answers. Why? Because it will provide insight to what people don't know about Nigeria. From 1800, that's as far back 200 years back, and 260 years.
None of us are alive now.
Now you're talking that you don't know. Come and see. You're going to see certain events. Then you ask yourself, did this happen? Then the next question is, how did those events affect me, affect my grandfathers, then affect the current Nigeria? So it's like anyone that have questions, come, you'll get answers. That's number one. Number two, sometimes you can't sit where you sit and then make assumptions. Come to the center. You know, every city or every environment have what they call a community center. You know, if you go to the village, they call it village center.
Yes, village
this
center.
is the village center of Nigeria.
Yeah.
So what we're saying, come to the village center of Nigeria. You know that the way we gather together tell stories, the way we gather together share values. These are the things we're going to. And you can't come to that kind of place we don't play music. So there's going to be a lot of dance. And then you don't come to that kind of place you don't have rewards, because there's going to be sport, there's going to be game competition. So those who win are going to go with goodies. And then you come there, and there's also some things you're taking home. You know, when you come there, there's some that get branded cups, there's some that are going to win some flags. No, I don't want to say much. Let me just skip the rest so that I don't overexpose the thing. But the beautiful thing is that the most important thing you get is that you come to what is called the middle of Nigeria, where for the first time you're standing in a place where you feel Nigeria, the spirit and soul. For the first time, you stand in a place where, for anybody that have come here, ask them, they will tell you, anytime you approach that place, you feel different. Ask anybody. It has happened to me. It has happened to most of the persons I've worked with. They come there, they leave, they just tell you there's something different. So you're coming there to feel refreshed about Nigeria. Your eyes to be open about the opportunities in Nigeria. There are people who don't understand the opportunities, even entrepreneurs who are looking for things they can do with agri. You come here, you hear stories on opportunities in agriculture. You understand? You can blow a business. You can start an investment. Then also we have people that are coming for ministries, parastatals that are coming to start seeing how best can we renew their commitment to build Nigeria. So you're coming with people who are going to, like, it's like saying, you know, people are married sometimes. After some 10 years, they say, let's go and do renewal of vow. So we're coming to renew the vow about Nigeria, the commitment of Nigeria to make Nigeria great again. You understand Nigeria, you understand other people like you. You see where everything is almost like the middle of Nigeria, where everything starts and flash across. You meet people who share the same values and dream like you. You get to know the history, where Nigeria got the pain, where Nigeria got the pressure, and then you get to see where Nigeria is heading to. So for those who are looking for meaning of where is Nigeria heading to, you get the answers now. So we believe that at the end we're done with that national picnic, you leave refreshed, you leave happy, you believe in Nigeria because you know clearly this is where Nigeria is going to. Why? Because you know where Nigeria is coming from. That is the confidence we have that that is going to be a game changer. By the way, this is just the first episode.
All right,
Let's be clear about that. This is just the first episode. And anybody who is here, be rest assured, there are so many stories you will tell. You will say that one day, when they were discussing what they call the Nigerian awakening, the Nigerian Renaissance, you were there when it started.
Renewal.
Yes, you were there when we renewed Nigeria at the center of Nigeria.
So when is the program? Where, when, time?
First of November, 12 p.m. By 12 o'clock, it is an open space. If you have a mat, come with your mat. Honestly, if you have hats and caps because of the sun, you come with it. Because it's like a family meeting. That's why I say it's a picnic. Everybody will be sitting on the mat in circles. You'll be playing national cake. You'll be drinking. You'll be eating all the goodies. And for vendors who are very interested to capture this kind of memorable experience, please come take your spot. Yeah, as a vendor, you can come and take your spot. But I guess my biggest challenge is going to be brands. If you're a brand, you are in Nigeria and you don't know the center of Nigeria, I won't say shame on you, but I say it's not good for you. Why? Because how can you sell to a people that you don't know where they are coming from? How can you sell to a people you don't know their history? How can you sell to a people where you don't know where everything is the center of Nigeria? So, if you're a brand, I challenge you, make sure you have a spot, you have a space, display your product and your brand, know that, and then go back and tell everybody that you love Nigeria so much that you have a spot at the center of Nigeria.
Okay, now
and you are part of those that build.
All right.
The renewal
now,
idea.
as we round off, what is your advice or your call on the government, especially the FCT minister and the entire governance of this country? What would be your advice to them to support what the first national picnic fiesta holding here in Abuja for its economic benefits?
Yeah, the thing
one
is this, okay, yeah. The first thing you have to understand is that the center of Nigeria is what they call a national heritage center.
Yeah.
Yes. And if you have a national heritage center, it is fourth and most importantly, it is the center where everybody is equal. So if you have these four areas, you know that if you want to enter and access the heart of Nigeria, you're coming to a place where Nigeria is gathering to renew itself. So the FCT minister and all the parastatals, everybody involved knows that being part of this program is a statement, especially for this government. Is a statement for this government to say, yes, we are making efforts giving students money and loan. We are making effort when it comes to entrepreneurship, support and the rest of them. But also we are making effort to bring Nigerians together, to connect them, to whatever we build can go forward going forward.
So that whatever we build
can go forward.
Can go forward. And with that, we have come to the end of today's interesting episode of the program. My guest has been the creator of the National Cake Box game and a business coach. Mr. Dixon is also a human capital engineer.
Yes.
Human capital engineer, and has been doing a lot. And we have been speaking on the topic caption, economic significance of state capital to national development, the FCT initiative. Mr. Dixon, we want to thank you so much for your effort to be on today's edition of the program.
Thank you too for ASO TV for all that you do, and also the Business and Economic TV. Thank you.
All right. Have a nice day and join us again next time for another interesting edition of the program. I am